Today I wanted to talk about an item that I think every traveler should have in their backpack when going abroad or just going on a weekend trip. This item is amazing and it does a great job when needed. What is this magical item that I recommend everyone to bring in their bag on their next travel adventure? And I hate to break it to you and build it up, but it's something very simple and accessible to anyone. Let me just reach into my little bag of tricks here and pull this out. And ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please. The item is a roll of tape. That's it. It's tape. But I've come to the realization that it's the small things that often play a big part in facilitating my travels when going from one country to the next, staying in hostels, hotels, or in this whole situation, Airbnbs. And just to clarify, that is not a regular roll of tape. It's called gaff tape, and gaff tape is used by gaffers. Now, gaffers on a film set are responsible for the lighting, so this is just one of their tools in their little arsenal of things they use to create the right type of lighting conditions. And so another great thing why I recommend gaff tape versus regular tape is that gaff tape is really easy to tear apart and to peel off of whatever you tape down, so you won't damage anything you used it on, and there is little to no residue left behind. So with all that said, what have I used it for? Well, it's felt like every time I've gotten into a new Airbnb apartment, there's always been one or two little things that have been off, that I question why the owner of that place has not changed this or adjusted that, just because it makes a little bit more sense in the grand scope of a living arrangement. With gaff tape, I've been able to adjust for my stay, which is usually between 20 and 30 days. So for example, when I stayed in Riga, Latvia, the apartment that I was in had a few windows that just sucked. During the day, the sun would just pierce right through them and heat up and cook up the entire space. I actually made a video that I'll link up top and down below for you guys to check out what I mean. And so I was just sweating at all times, and just those windows made everything that much hotter. And so I pulled out the gaff tape, I found some posters laying around, and I taped them some bitches up, and I instantly made the room way cooler. I would want to say about 15 degrees cooler. Don't quote me on that, I'm not a scientist, but I do believe there was a huge difference of temperature because I did that. And I don't know if I would have been able to accomplish that as easily if I did not have this type of tape. Now, I could have gone out and gone to the grocery store and did all that stuff to get a roll of tape, then you're just asking for more work on your trip. So just having that in your bag ready to go when you need it is amazing. So I thought it was just a one-time use of gaff tape, but once I left Riga and made my way to Ljubljana, Slovenia, which the room in that whole setup was a video in itself, in which I did make a video. So again, link at the top and link at the bottom, check that out. But again, I found certain issues that required some taping, and luckily I had that with me. For this particular instance and Airbnb, the wall outlets just didn't make sense for what I was comfortable with. The coffee maker was at the desk, and that's where I had on my laptop, and so I had to like move that coffee maker to this area, but then the wall outlets I wasn't able to reach, and then it was dangling into the faucet. It just did not make sense. Luckily, I did find an extension cable in this apartment, and so I was able to connect it to the wall outlet on the other side of the room and basically just drag it along the wall to where I wanted it to go. Now, if I didn't have tape, I could have just left that wire on the countertop, but I was always cooking and I was always making coffee and I was always washing dishes, and the last thing I want to do is get that wire wet or damaged and cause some type of fire, right? So what I did was I got the tape and I taped that wire up top against the wall all the way to the end, and it worked. It made everything that much better, that much easier, safer. And so again, the gaff tape coming through. For all my digital nomads, here's a little trick that I've learned from another YouTuber, Michael Sasser, I believe his name is, in which you just use the gaff tape to tape your hard drive to the top of your laptop, so it's always there with your laptop ready to go, plugged in, whether you're at airports or just on a bus, on the flight. It makes life that much easier if you're constantly using your hard drive in combination with your laptop. For example, editing, I edit off of my hard drive, so whenever I open up, turn on my computer, chances are to use it in combination with my hard drive. And so I need that there always. If it wasn't for that, I would just constantly be looking for it, plugging it back in, etc., etc. So small little tip, highly recommend it if you always use your hard drive with your laptop. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the item that I have come to value very much and I recommend. And it's quite small. It's one of those very small items that doesn't take up a lot of space in your bag, but you will come to appreciate it once it is needed on one of your trips. And again, it's not life-changing, but it's just those small little things that make your stay in another country that much better. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button, thumbs up button, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace. As you can see, that window has no blinds, and a little spoiler on a future Airbnb episode, this bathroom is quite open to anyone that wanted to look through this window. So I got a small little towel and I taped that closed. And if you lift this up, you see all those windows there. So yeah, gaff tape, I'm telling you people, comes through.